Yes, good morning, students, and welcome to the class of SAP. Good morning, Nagaraj sir, and a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Good morning.
Yes, sir. You may please start the session, sir.
Yeah. So a very good morning and a warm welcome to all the attendees. Quick recap as to what happened yesterday. So yesterday we saw the different stages of a document in SAP. That is the posted, the parked, and the hold. So we saw that once you have saved or posted a transaction in SAP, that is the ultimate stage where a document can exist. Nothing can be done. The only thing what can be done once you have posted a transaction in SAP, and if you find that there is something wrong, only thing what you can do is the reversal. Reversal of a document. There is no other way you can delete this particular transaction. Clear? And in the reversal, we saw document, a single document could be reversed. Individual document and a set of documents. So yesterday, I suddenly remembered a question where somebody asked me to go through this individual document. I mean, go through the reversal process. All right. Now I'll come back to this reversal process because a very important thing in SAP, and not everybody will be given the access to reverse the document. And moreover, you should have an approval from your superiors to reverse a document. Clear? So until and unless you have these two, the valid reason for reversal, the access for carrying out the reversal process, and the necessary approval. All right. Now, I will show you the process. Now coming back to the different kinds of documents. Posted, parked documents, and the hold documents. Now the posted, well, you have saved the document and it has affected the balances of the individual general ledger accounts also. It is permanent in nature. And while going through this park and the hold, I said both are temporary documents. They do not have any impact on the financials. They are simply stored, and the park document and the hold document can be later converted into a posted document and pushed into the books of accounts. Else, you can still retain the park and the hold documents in your system as they are. And you saw how the system behaves while parking a document. So yesterday we tried to park a SA document type. It parked and the number was generated by SAP. Correct? Because it was an internal document number assignment. So SAP generated the document number. And once when I converted this park document into the posted document, what happened? The same document number got posted. It got converted from the park stage to the posted stage. And you could see it still maintains the audit trail. There is no, the number range is sequential. Suppose you have parked document and the auditor asks you, what about the intermittent document? Suppose yesterday you have parked the 117 document, 1000117. Now the next document which I post gets a number 118. I think that you're all aware of. Now, if the auditor questions me as to what happened to the document, because it doesn't reflect in your books of accounts, and you don't even see it in your general ledger account balance, you don't see that document. So if the auditor asks or questions what happened to the document, you can tell him that it is in the park stage and it has no impact on the books of accounts because he doesn't see that transaction. So this is how SAP also maintains the audit trail. Now, when it came to the hold, I was not stressing on this hold because rarely we hold a document. But since SAP has provided us with the option, I went about telling you as to what is a hold document. Parked document is almost a complete document. It is complete to a larger extent. It is almost ready to get posted. But the whole document, you can also think of it to be an incomplete document waiting for completion. Incomplete to a larger extent. Clear? Whereas in the park stage, the document is almost complete and ready to get posted, ready to affect the financial balances. Clear? Now, yesterday, somebody was asking, how do you, did I answer that question yesterday? Suddenly, I remembered that question. How do you retrieve? Or even if nobody has asked, it is a good thing that we'll discuss. How do you retrieve a hold document? Suppose I have held a document. How do you hold a document? I will just log into the SAP system. Just hold on. I'll share my desktop. Now I hope you're able to see my SAP login screen.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Thank you, madam. Okay. Now I go to the same option. What is the purpose? To show you how to hold a document. Of course, I'm not doing it practically like I did for the park document. But it is good to know that there is something called as a hold document. Suppose you're asked in an interview tomorrow. Okay. General ledger. Document entry. So I complete let me assume that I'll complete this document. Okay, let me give this. See, the stars, what you're seeing within the field is a required entry. Now let me assume that I complete the document. I think now you should be aware of these things, the star and the plus. Okay. Now I go to this place, go to the option document and hold. I want to hold the document. Now, see, SAP is asking me to enter the document number. Let me just try doing it. I'll just give some name. Hold. Let me see if the process gets completed. Document, whatever name I gave, NAG123 was held. Now, how do I retrieve this document? How do I retrieve this document? Can you see that there is in the same option, there is an held document option? I click on this NAG123. Check the posting is still correct. So it will retrieve and I can post. I can post. Now, if you open up this GL account 416315, you will not see this entry at all. The 550 rupees wouldn't have gone into the books because the document is still held. It is still in the hold stage. Let me open another session. So I want to see this entry. So what is my aim? I want to see the general ledger account balance. FBL3N 416315. I just want to see the C5. Execute. You will not see that entry for 550 rupees at all. Can you see this? Because it has not got converted into a posted document. It has not got posted. But at least in this case, the NAG123, which I held, at least it was complete. The debit and the credits were matching. But practically, the debits and the credits need not have to match also, as long as you're not posting. As long as it is the held stage, there could be a mismatch in your held and in your whole document. There could be a mismatch between your debits and your credits. But not so when you convert this document into the posted document. At that point in time, you will definitely have to have your debits and credits matched. Now, so this was a process of holding the document and retrieving the held document. Now, there was another interesting question yesterday. Probably when I analyzed after the session, then I understood the meaning of that question. Can we duplicate entries in SAP? Meaning, if I want to repeat the same entry, can I do it? The answer is yes. Go to the same option, F-02. Can you see something called as post with reference? So, post with reference. I have to give the entry which I want to repeat. Let me just assume something 10000 117. How many digits? I think I have missed out 10. Okay. 2024. I want to repeat this. I want to duplicate this entry. Enter. Can you see the entry has appeared? More. Go to document. We can display. You can see enter. Yeah, I have entered. No? Yeah. You can confirm to the system if you want to replicate this entry. Go back. Go back. You can see the entry. Go to more. Go to document and change. You can change if you want. You can change. Not a problem. This is a reversal. Okay, forget. I'll pick up another dog. You can replicate this also. Not a problem. So now you can save it. So this is going to post and this is going to replicate the same entry. So this will be a duplicate of this. Clear? I hope I have answered that question. And even before you want to, you can also see the entry. See, it will ask you for the document. If you want to see the entry, you can go and have a look. Clear? Now, so we saw all the processes with respect to the concept of document types and document number ranges. Clear? Now, anything else which I wanted to show you? Let me just go to the study content, and from there I'll pick up the topic. Oh, I forgot to show you the reversal process. Okay, somebody had asked me to revisit the reversal option. Okay, now first I would go to the document entry. This is for us to understand the process of reversal again. Go to this document or go to the reverse option. Reverse, you see individual reversal and mass reversal. Mass reversal is a process where you are actually reversing more than one document. You're going to give a list of documents which have to be reversed. And in the case of your individual reversal, you're going to reverse only one document at a point in time. Okay, now individual reversal. Now, which document should I reverse? Okay, I'll pick up something. 118. Okay, see, your reversal reason becomes the required entry. You will definitely have to mention the reversal reason without which you cannot proceed. So you already have some standard reversal reasons being mentioned in your SAP system. You can make use of any. Okay. Now, if you want to see this document before reversal, go to the display before reversal option. It will show you the document whether this is the document which you want to reverse. So I want to reverse this. This is some entry which I have done. Now I want to reverse. So I have identified that this is the reversal. Now I want to see this document 118. Who's the owner? I am the owner. So you can see that I had parked this document. So whenever you park a document, you will definitely have a complete history of the flow of the document. How it has got converted, who has entered, who has parked, who has posted. Yeah. So if somebody here else had parked, the name would be different. But since I had parked this document and I was a person who posted it. Okay, it is still okay. This is the document which I want to reverse. I have confirmed. I have taken up a confirmation that this is the document which I want to reverse. I'll come back and simply say post. So can you see? So it is an immediately next document because there were no other postings done in the system after 118. So that is why 119 is appearing. It will not be the case in your practical SAP environment because I had entered this 118 assumingly on the day before yesterday. 2 days have gone. Today I realized that there is something wrong with that entry and I obtained the necessary permission from my supervisor to reverse the document. And after that, from past 2 days, I have entered enough number of documents I have posted. So assuming that I have posted 11, 120, 121, 122, 123, it will obviously reflect the next document, not the immediately next. In my case, there was no other document, so that is why it has taken up the immediately next document now. But this may not be the case in your live scenario. You would have posted 10-15 documents and after which you would have reversed this. All right. Now come back. And if you want to see, you can see the document 113. FB03 119. Sorry. Okay. So, and if you want to see the details, all these informations you can see. Here. Now, I don't know, but let me just. Now you are seeing something BKPF. Now, when we were talking about the database portion of your SAP architecture, in the ECC, I had said that Oracle is the database. Now, how does Oracle store data in the SAP system? It is in the form of tables. And this BKPF is one such table which is storing the document. What kind of document? SA document type. What portion of the document is BKPF storing? It is the header portion of the document or the header portion of the transaction, which this table is storing. Just as an additional information I'm giving you. Okay. Now, if you want to see the table in SAP, please do not try all this unless and until you're confident. SE16, let me not stress on the, I will simply show you how you see the table. So you saw something there called as BKPF. Okay, enter. So when we had a look at the technical information of a field, remember we took the F1 help. I will show you again. I'll open another. It is already there. See, let me go back to the transaction. The company code. I press F1. I don't know the meaning of company code. Press F1. Go to the spanner icon. Do you see the name BUKRS here? If I go to the other screen, you will see that. 1 second. Can you see this BUKRS? When I opened out a transaction where I wanted to see the content of a table, you see this BUKRS? And you see the same BUKRS here also. So what I meant to say was SAP doesn't understand your English. In the sense, SAP doesn't understand the meaning of company code. You will have to refer it by the name BUKRS with the field name BUKRS. Clear? I'll go back to this. So this is where you see some different names. PLNR, GJ, AHR. So each one of these technical names, they pertain to different fields in your SAP. Now I would give my company code as GM01. And execute. Can you see how the table looks like? Your MANDT is your client. So you can see the various BLNR is your document number. So like this, you can see where you have this colored titles where this particular line is highlighted or it is in a different color. You can see that the names are identified by their technical. The fields are identified by the technical names. Yeah. Now you can see. But can you see the amount? Can you see the amount? Now, if I want to see there is just a reference to your document number, the user, and so many other details with the header information contains. But when it comes down to the line item or the general ledger, where you have entered the different line items. You have a table called as BSEG, which contains the information of your line items or your transactions. Your earlier table BKPF contained the header information, and this table contains the line item information. This you may not find it in your study content, but this is just as a general information. I'll click, I pressed enter. Again, I'll say GM01 and I execute. Now, can you see there is see document 1 there? The document number had only one line, as you saw in the header portion. But here you see the information of the document getting split into the number of line items, 50 and 40, debit and credit. Move to the right. You can see. Now, can you see how this information is linked to the header information is through the document number. The same document numbers are appearing there in your header information also. Correct. Now you will see that, and this is referred to by the name your primary key, because this is the field by which both the tables are connected. Your header table as well as your line item table, they have a connection through the common field, your document number. So are these the only two tables in SAP? No, you have different tables to contain different information. You have the chart of accounts table called SK80. What is a chart of accounts? It is your, see here, it is asking me for SPRS, SAKNR. What is this SPARS? Take the help of F1, the language key. I'm not interested. KTOPL, chart of accounts. So here I give the chart of accounts. GM00. So your KTOPL is the technical name for your chart of accounts in the table SK80. What is SK80? It is the table for your chart of accounts, master table for your chart of accounts. Now, if I click, you will see the different information regards the chart of accounts. So like this, each and every table, your customer master table, your vendor master table. Let me LFA1. This is a KNC. I'm entering the chart of accounts. Sorry. I would have gone to LFA1, which is the vendor master table. So what is LFA1? It is your, what is LIFNR? Account number of the vendor or credit. I give a huge range. Okay. Then I execute. So what is this? It is a vendor master table. So like this, you have different tables for different master data. What is KUNNR? Again, you have the customer master. So like this, each one of the master tables, how you go and see the master data. But please do not venture into this. I just showed it to you as an interesting thing. So all you need to know is SAP cannot identify the fields by your English. It definitely identifies the particular information through the technical name, through the technical information. Clear? Was this interesting? Now, let me go to the, I'll mute the audio. Integration, as I said, will be the last topic, maybe last but one or two. Let me just check this account mapping in SAP. If I can discuss this. Okay, let me come to this topic a little later. Now, concept of multiple currencies. Now, let me assume, I think the course content will talk to you something else. Now, if I want to enter a transaction in a different currency, let me say in your USD or maybe in your European currency or in some foreign currency, Australian dollar, will SAP allow you to do it? If yes, obviously it should be yes. How does it allow you to do it? Now I will talk to you about the link, how it forms a link. Now I want to post an entry in the USD. Now for the same expense, 416. Yesterday I created something, 31. Debit, say some $15, 15 USD. 115. Credit a star. Now see, I press enter. How has it taken up the calculation? Your $15 is 1,230 rupees. So what is 1,230 rupees? So it has to be 82 rupees. 82 rupees is $1 according to the system. Where do you see this 82 rupees? Where do you see this 82? Where do you see this conversion? There has to be some conversion, right? Now you see this conversion in something called as your, let me just check the transaction. OB08, transaction code OB08. Okay, now you will have to search for that 82 rupees, correct? And if that particular conversion rate, let me just go to the find. Exchange rate type is M. From currency INR to USD. Let me just check the rate. Do I see some 82 rupees somewhere? Just hold on. It is why is it 85 rupees? Did I? It was 82 rupees, right? Just hold on. I just check if my calculation is right. 1230. 550, $15, right? It came up to 82 rupees. From where is it picking up the rate? 82 rupees. Just give me 2 minutes because I need to check whether it is actually taking up for today because I have entered the document as of today. So it has to be picking up today's rate. Just hold on. Just give me 2 minutes. I should be, this is Euro and USD. Not a problem. Something is missing. It is Japanese yen. I'll do one thing. So where do you see this option? How does the consultant build up this particular table? Somehow I am not able to find the rate. Or will it be some other rate? See, oh, if somebody has GKM, somebody has experimented. 1 USD, is it 1 IN? But this is not actually the way. Let me not confuse you people. Okay, this is actually not the way that somebody has to do. Now, as a consultant, how is SAP picking up this rate? I would have gone to new entries and then I would have built it. I would have built up this particular exchange rate. Okay. And normally you have M as the exchange rate type. The default exchange rate type is M. And once when I set up the relation, I can set up the relation between any currency to any currency, depending upon the the foreign currency in which I want to actually transact. If I have business in Australia, it can be Australian dollar. If it has to be in some UAE, some parts of the UAE, it could be dinar, it could be real, whatever. Okay, and then I give the requisite exchange rate and save and compare. So this is how I set up the rate. And this is a table from which it is picking up the calculation. So if it doesn't have the calculation, this entry would have got rejected. There would be an error. And the message would be, please bring up the relation between INR and USD. Clear? So this is the concept of your multiple currencies. If you have to read it, exchange rate table, exchange rates and apply them to the postings. Exchange rate tools. You don't have to know what is the other thing. Don't worry. All you need to know is where the consultant sets up this relationship. All right. That is all what about the multiple currencies. How you enable, see the translation ratios. This is the job of a consultant. You saw that you saw the table, right? So this is your exchange rate spread table. Clear? That is where you set up the relation between different currencies. And that is exactly what you need to understand. Clear? So he will, even in your demo, he's going to show you the same thing. OB08. Let us just have a, oh my God, there are too many slides. Translation. Just let us have a look at a few slides and then probably skip this. Go straight away getting into the EU. Let us check this slide, what he wants to do. But where is this flowing from? It is flowing from that table. That is all what you need to do. Okay. Don't worry. So this is all what you need to know about your multiple currencies, transacting in your multiple currencies. The only requirement is, as a consultant, you need to have set up the relation between your basic currency, that is your what they call it as your group currency, whatever, and then to your transacting currencies. So basically, you saw the INR getting converted into your USD. Financial statement version, evaluations. So we saw the concept of multiple currencies. We'll slowly look into all these things. Treasury management. So anything else in general ledger accounting that we need to answer? Let me spend some time on the Q&A. There are any questions? If I have a DAO, if I entered a transaction with 10 invoices. So you need to understand 10 invoices are 10 different transactions. So when you're entering 10 invoices, that means to say each invoice generates a different document number in SAP. You do not have a single transaction, only one transaction for 10 invoices. I hope I have clarified that question. Your 10 invoices are 10 different transactions. Okay. And you obviously will have 10 different transactions in SAP also. Document 1, document 2, document 3, document 4, up to document 10 in SAP. So in SAP, if you want to probably rectify your document 5 and document your invoice number 7 and document number 10, you are most welcome to do it. Please make a note that you cannot enter 10 invoices in one transaction. There cannot be a single document number getting generated for 10 different invoices. The 10 different invoices must and should be entered as 10 different entities, and SAP generates 10 different document numbers. Clear? I hope I have answered that question. So if you want to rectify, you can as well pick up the invoice which you want to rectify and go about. It will be debited in the same currency. This is for a question where if you are posting in multiple currencies, all right, you can have a reference to it even in your local currency as well as in your, but it gets posted in USD. It obviously gets posted in the USD, but you can still have a reference here to your local currency also. Did you understand? Now let me just post that in. Probably then I will definitely show you how to post a part document. Now I will post this document. Okay, you can see the amount is 1230 in Indian rupee, and it is $15 as far as your USD is concerned. Now I will save this document. I may have to re-log in again. Just let us see how the system behaves. Okay, and let us pick up the answer from there. Good question. So you have a reference to both your $15 as well as your local currency. Now let us see what happens, how the system behaves if I post. Document 120 was posted. Now let me see the document. See, depends on in which currency you are drawing the report. If you want to draw the report in your USD, your 15 gets reflected. And if you want to draw the same report in your local currency, let me bring in the local currency. How do I do it? Choose layout, change layout. I will search for the local currency. So I will pull it out somewhere. Where is local currency one? Um, okay, let me pick this up. I'll push this. Okay, and I will. Where is the local currency one? WAERS. Okay, let me again pull it up. But where is the local currency amount? I want to see the amount. Just hold on. Okay, now let us see how the report changes. So it all depends on how I want to see the report. I hope I have answered that question. So now you can see $15, your local currency is INR and your local amount is 1230. Your transaction currency was USD, your local currency was INR, and your conversion rate is 1230. I hope I have answered that question. So however you want to draw the report, you can do it. Not at all a problem. Clear? Now, I hope I have answered that question. Janvi madam, can we take a small break? 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. So students, now it's 12 to, we'll take a 5 minutes break and we'll be back by 12:07.
Sure,
Take a
ma'am.
quick
Sure.
break and be back.
Yes, ma'am. I am back.
Yes, sir. We can resume, sir.
Sure. So I just went through the question again. Now, if you retrieve the document, just hold on. There was a question if there could be a debit happening to one kind of currency and a credit happening to another currency. No, it doesn't happen that way. The debit and the credit happens in the transaction currency only, whether it is USD, whether it is INR, whether it is GBP, whether it is whatever. Okay, so the debit doesn't happen in one currency and the credit doesn't happen to another currency. Let us just revisit the document again. Just for a clear explanation. So let me pull out a document where I had transacted in USD. I think 120 was a document number. See, your amount is the same currency. The debit is also to USD. The credit is also to the USD. Yeah. I hope this was understood. Now, somebody wanted to have a look at the parked document, the concept of parking of documents and retrieving the parked documents. Let me just read that question again. Okay. So how to post park document again? Okay. Since I have no park document, I'll have to create a park document again. Okay. So how do I create? I can go to reference document. Sorry. I can go to FB50 or your Park GL account. See, I can go to this transaction if Fi50, if V50, or I can go to FB50 or F-0. Whatever. I will park this document. Say some 55 rupees. Okay. Now I park this document. So you can see the message left bottom. Document 121 was in company code GM01 was parked. So as we know, I would not want to get into the thing of explaining that this doesn't have any impact on the financials. How do I do it? If I go to the document view, All right. If I want to see the balances of the general ledger account, the ones which I have posted now, what were the two general ledger accounts? 416, 416315 and 113, 115. I think these were the two general ledger accounts. Check entries, or I can click. Now, if I say where is that 55 rupees? And where is the document 121? It doesn't get reflected at all. Clear? It doesn't get reflected. But now if you include the park documents, let us see. See 121, 55 rupees. It is appearing in the parked list. It is not appearing in the posted list. The 55 rupees was still not affected. Now, if I want to recall this document and post, how do I do it? Document, park documents, and you can experiment by opening how each and every screen behaves. Post and delete. 121, enter. See, SAP gives me the option to change the amount. To carry out the changes, I can add a reference field. I can do whatever I want. I can also add general ledger accounts. I can change 55 to any amount. I can also change the general ledger accounts. So these changes are possible in a parked document. See, but you cannot change the document number. See, it is in a different color. But whereas you can change all other details. I can add general ledger accounts. I can change the general ledger accounts. I can change the amounts. Whatever I want to do, I can do it. But now if I want to post or say post, what is this? What is a save park document? If at all I have changed the amount or I have added general ledger accounts or any other changes, but still want to retain this in the park stage, then I use this option, save park document. But if I want to post this, now the document is ready to get posted. Post. Do you see it is getting posted with the same document number? The document number doesn't change at all. This is how I post the parked document. Clear? Now, if I see the list of the general ledger accounts, now you will see the 55 rupees getting reflected. Like this. This is your effect on your posting and your parking. And this is the process how you convert your parked document into a posted document. I hope I have answered that question also. I don't see any new questions. Now, let us go through the course content. So yesterday also we discussed a very important concept that every general ledger account has two different existences. One, it can exist in the chart of accounts, which is very mandatory, but it can be extended to a company code, which is going to make use of it. So necessarily for a GL account to be transacted, it has to exist in both your chart of accounts segment as well as in your company code segment. Then and only then you will be able to you'll be able to transact. Else you will not be in a position to transact for that particular general ledger account in that company. Clear? So existence of a general ledger account in the chart of accounts is mandatory. That is a must and should creation. It has to be there in the master list. All right. I'll just come to reconciliation accounts. Not a problem. So this is what your one step. So we created two general ledger accounts, a sample bank account, the sample expense account. So in one case, I took the help of SAP. I took the help of the standard GL account in one example. And in another example, I didn't take the help of the regular SAP. Let us see the demo in this regard. Create a general ledger account. So what is the requirement of the business? Creation of a general ledger account 7 followed by 3 zeros and 1 in the chart of accounts INT. So I think we have already gone through this process. I created the expense account, sample expense account and the sample bank account. So we studied this in the form of your FSP0, FSS0, and I said FS00, where you are adding the general ledger account at both the places in one go. Both the places in your chart of accounts as well as in your company code. But normally in your live project scenarios, you should add your general ledger account in your chart of accounts. And in another interesting point, normally when the request comes from the user saying that I want this new general ledger account to be created, does the consultant immediately create it? The answer is no. What happens in the live process is any creation of data, especially your master data creation, must have approvals from a master data management team. We had a MDM team in our project, master data management team. So whatever, whether it is a creation of your customer, your vendor, your cost center, your profit center, your GL account, Any master data creation must have an approval from the MDM team. Why do you think this happens? This happens because the master data, as I said, it is permanent in nature. And you do not tamper with this master data every time or frequently. Correct? So there has to be some sanctity, there has to be some discipline in maintaining the what should I say? Uh, the master data. There should not be a repetition. Let me say there is already an unused uh, expense account in your chart of accounts. Now the end user comes up with a request asking for a new expense account. So what is my job as an MDM team? I need to scrutinize the master and find out if there are already certain unused general ledger accounts which can be used so that there is no redundancy of data. The data doesn't repeat. The same general ledger account is there is already a general ledger account which can meet the purpose. So in that case, why else would I create any other general ledger account? So this is one way where you maintain the cleanliness of the master data. You do not have any repetitive general ledger accounts. You do not have the repetitive data. The same is applicable to any master data creation. I just gave you an example, your cost center, your profit center, your whatever. They must identify, they scrutinize the master data and then give you the permission or the go ahead to create that master data. Else you are not going to create. Yeah, this is in respect of your master data. So we saw the document, we saw the different stages of document, various other things. You saw the meaning of document number ranges, posting keys, right? Field status, demonstration. You will see the same thing what we have already seen. You'll post a GL account with enjoy transaction. I think we saw this, right? We have seen this. Let me not waste time on this. Enjoy posting screen, your FB50 screen. We have already seen this. You must be knowing what is a header data and your. So what is a summary? Understand the GL accounting, how it happens. Learn how to create a general ledger account and post transactions into a GL account. We also saw that. Learn about the maintenance of general ledger account master data. We saw that. We saw the chart of accounts information of a general ledger account, and we saw the company code information of a general ledger account. We saw how you could block, how you could delete, how you could mark for deletion. You saw that process yesterday. Correct? Post FI documents using the document principle. Make simple GL account postings. So we have met all these requirements in the GL account topic. Now, let me just check if I have any questions. Yes, we can do a reversal of a document. Yes, I showed you the process. Today morning also I showed the process. Yeah, what is a save as completed? I said whenever you want to park a document. So you are retrieving a park document. All right. Now, if at all you make some changes, I said you can change the amount, you can change the general ledger account, you can add the general ledger account. Clear? So after having made all these changes, if at all you want to still retain this document in the park stage, then you can have the save as completed. Correct? You saw that. Else you can go ahead in the, you can go and post. Can we do the reversal? Yes, you can definitely reverse a document. Individual reversal, mass reverse. I showed you today morning also. I think it was clear. Now, all right. Now your AR and AP process. Something very interesting. Okay, let us straight away get into the AR and I will just add a statement here. Mass reversal is where you are reversing more than one document. Yeah. FB08 and F-08. Okay. I think we saw that. If you want me to show you the place where you reverse the document, it is here. FB08 is for your single document reversal and F.80 is reversing a number of documents in one go. Clear? We saw the process. I'll revisit. I'll just relog in. Just give me a moment. So this is somebody had asked me, can we reverse a document? You can very well reverse a document. And that is exactly what happens in your live SAP system also. Where do you do it? In your easy access screen, you have the reversal option. So I think we saw this. I gave a document number to be reversed in the company code for the financial year. And I also gave the document reversal reason, which is mandatory. As you can see, a star. And I saw the document which I wanted to reverse even before I carried out the operation. Clear? So this is how I reversed. The difference between your individual document reversal and your mass reversal is here in this case, in your mass reversal, I can have a range of documents or I can selectively give the number of documents. So I can enter the document numbers which I want to reverse. Or I can also give a range. from document number 1 to 100. I'm just taking an example. Okay, I can reverse a set of documents. Okay, and I can also reverse a single document. But as I said, as this is a very sensitive transaction code, the authorization to this code is not given to each and every one. The authorization is given to only a few people in the organization. Okay. This is your document reversal. Now, let's go on. Just a moment. Somebody asked me, can I delete an entry? Sorry, you cannot delete any entry. Once you have posted a document, reversal is the only remedy. If it is in the park stage, you can carry out a few changes. You can do it. And as I said, there is no time limit for retaining the park document in the park stage status itself. I need not have to post. But SAP doesn't allow you to physically delete any entry or, as a matter of fact, any data. It doesn't allow you to do it. Yeah. Now, let us go about the next topic, which is your. So you could see, for you to carry out all these changes, or for you to transact in a company code, you had to do so many things. I'm highlighting all the points which are mandatory for a consultant to create even before we go to the posting. So do you see all the points which I've highlighted? So we had 9 important concepts to be complete in all respects as far as the company code is concerned, even before anybody talks about transacting in the company code. Until and unless all these points are clear, you are not supposed to. SAP will not allow you to do any kind of a transaction. Now, there was another important thing. I don't know if you can see that in your course content or not, but as far as the learning is concerned, very important. Okay, something called as a tolerance group. What is a tolerance group? As I said, it has to have some tolerance. It has to have some limits. Now, the concept of tolerance group, where do you see this tolerance group? Again, this is not the end users area. This is the area of a consultant. So even without this particular concept of the tolerance group, there can be no postings or no transactions which can be carried out for a company code. I don't know if you find a reference to this particular topic, but very, very essential, very, very important as far as the consultant's creation goes. Now, how do I see this? Now, I came to this topic because my idea was to start the AR and AP probably after the lunch. After we come back from our break, I thought I can handle the AR and AP process. Okay, because I didn't want to give a break to the flow of the information. So once I start, let the information flow at least for 1.5 hours. Okay, so that was the intention. But the discussion of this particular topic is also very, very important, without which your company code will refuse to accept the financial transactions. Now, where do you see this? I'll go to, you will not see this in your end user screen. Forget about it. And you will not even see this reference to the tolerance group even during your transactions. Clear? As I said, this is strictly the job of a consultant and only the finance consultant. Now, I will go to the consultant's screen. Here I can go a little faster because it is not, you do not have to remember the path as far as the SPRO is concerned. But I am always slow when I go to the end user screen because that is your area. Okay. I'll quickly pull out the place where you see the reference to the tolerance groups. Can you see the tolerance groups here? Define tolerance groups, assign tolerance groups. First, I will see. Now, what is a tolerance group? No, I had to go to the previous screen. To understand what is a tolerance group, I had to pull out this particular document. Let us see what SAP has to tell us about your tolerance group. So your tolerance groups ideally has control over the maximum amount that an employee can enter or is authorized to post. The maximum amount an employee can enter as a line item for the vendor and a customer account. The maximum cash discount. The maximum acceptable tolerance difference. What do I understand by all this? Now I'll go to the immediately I'll go to the defined tolerance groups, execute, go to position, and see if my company code GM01 has already got a tolerance group. Can you see? That is the reason as to why SAP has allowed you to enter the transactions. Without this, SAP would have refused. It will throw up an error. I will show you how the system behaves. Double click on this line if you want to see what is the content of this particular tolerance group. Double click, you will see. Can you see amount per document is this amount? Per line item, he can enter this amount. The cash discount per line item, he can allow 5%, and the maximum difference, the percentage. So let us say the amount is for the document, it is 1,000 rupees. So what is a up to what tolerance can the user enter this document? Suppose he gets a document greater than 1,000 rupees. So greater than 1,000 rupees, what should be the difference? What should be the tolerance limit? This is exactly what this percentage tells you. So by this percentage, the document amount can differ. There can be a difference up to a max, up to this mentioned percentage. All right. Now, should I? Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will delete this. What is GM02? GM02 has a different thing. Let me go to 000. This also has some different information. No problem. Not a problem. Okay. On purpose, I will delete this. I'll delete. Okay. And say. I'll delete this and say. Now see, will SAP allow me to enter the data? Did you see the message below left? No amount tolerance range for company code 01. I press enter. Now see, no amount tolerance. Now, as far as the error messages in SAP is concerned, this is a very generic information. There are different ways SAP throws up the messages. As you can see, the color of this message is different. So normally SAP follows a pattern in the sense, whatever messages is shown or displayed in red or in black color, SAP will not proceed unless and until that error is rectified. That is an indication that it is a very critical error. Clear? And SAP will not proceed further for any operations. It will not allow the user to proceed at all. There are some messages which are displayed in yellow color. They are, or they can be considered as just an informative messages or warning messages. They are necessarily just information purposes, just to let the user know what is happening in the SAP system. Nothing more than that. Clear? So why I deleted that is for you to understand that this also is a very, very critical setup. You definitely need to have some reference. See, everything is so silent. The end user will not even know that there is a concept called as tolerance groups. But the consultant should ensure that all these are the necessary building blocks for a company. I don't know if you can find this particular topic in your course content. So what I'll do now, I'll create a tolerance group. New entries. Actually, this is not required, but even. I will save this. See, I didn't enter the currency. It has got picked up by how this company code is created. I will save this. Now you will see that this can proceed. This entry can proceed. See, now it has accepted because I created the tolerance group and it is accepted. So this is how normally your tolerance group concept works. So this I have created at the company code level. Now you can see the next option, assign user to the tolerance groups. And while showing you the content of the tolerance group, when I pulled out the document, SAP documentation for this particular topic, it said it restricts the maximum amount to be entered by a user, the maximum discount. So you saw some points, right? Where do you see this? Where does the SAP, this is at the company code level, whatever I have done. So this is as far as the basic requirement is concerned. Now in my AP department, I have the clerical staff. I have the first level officer staff. I'll have the second level officer people. I have the departmental head. I have the manager and the senior manager. So obviously these people, based on their hierarchy or based on their positions, they would be given different tolerances in the sense they would be given these the transaction value. Probably the clerk may or may not be allowed to transact more than 5 lakh rupees. So whatever document or whatever transaction is greater than 5 lakh rupees cannot be entered by the user. So how do I ensure? So the consultant, after taking the requirement of the concerned departmental head, you enters the user name and creates the tolerance. This tolerance group should have already got created. Now I'll just simply check if at all there are some tolerance groups. See, there are so many tolerance groups. I think I had created something called as clerk. Not found, is it? Okay, now I will create something like I'm assuming that I have created some things like uh, clerical staff, something, manager, some name. This is your username by which you enter the SAP system. It is not the names of the employees. Please make a note. So each employee of that particular department would be identified by a username by which this particular person accesses the SAP system. That is the username. It is not the person's name. In my case, yes, I am identified by my name itself, so that's okay. So Deepak, senior manager. So like this, I should have created the tolerance groups within the system. And I would be assigning, let me say I have one more person. Raja is also a clerk. Ram is also a clerk. So like this, I take up a department, for example, my AP department, and assign the users to the specific group. This is how I allow or disallow transactions over and above a specific value to these people. But ideally, it could be something like this. SAP 0101. This could be your ID. This is typically how we work. Okay. This is how your IDs are going to be. It is not going to be, it should be something like this. Clear? Okay, something like this. I'm just imagining. All right. So this is how I ensure that a certain set of people, they are having certain restrictions while carrying out the postings or carrying out the transactions in SAP. Clear? And I say, this is going to give me an error because I do not have the groups. I should have created these groups and I should have assigned. Okay, I'll simply escape. All right, but if you can see you can see so many users getting assigned to a tolerance. So where do I create a tolerance group? I create here. Let me assume that I create new entries. So he cannot enter more than Per document, 5 lakh. So per line item also it is okay, 5 lakh. What could be the cash discount that he can offer? Not more than 2%. I say. So like this, I create various groups. See, data was saved. So based on this particular information, what I collect as a consultant, what I collect from my customer or from my client, I design this particular groups. Clear? And I assign. In my next step, I assign. Assign new entries. Now it will see. Because I've already created a group called CLRK and I am the user. So I can SAP successfully saves the data. You can see the message, successful message saying that the data was saved. Now, if I enter any, let us see, I want to enter a document. So I want to enter a document. Five lakh 50,000. Now see the message. It will show you may post documents up to INR 5 lakhs only. Because I have assigned my user ID to this specific tolerance group where I cannot enter transaction more than 5 lakhs. Did you see how the tolerance group behaves and how I can control? Yeah. Madam, do we have any questions? I think we can take it up maybe after our break, lunch break.
Yes, sir, sure.
Please repeat how to see the table. Okay, I'll tell you how to see the table. Actually, if you ask me, it is not required for you people how to see the table. But anyway, as a matter of as an academical thing, I will show it. Not a. So the first thing what we'll be doing is after we come back from lunch, we will see how we can see the table.
Okay, sir.
Madam, I think I have opened the Excel sheet.
Yes, sir, it's open.
Fine. Yeah. We can break.
Yes, sure. So students will be breaking for the time. We'll be taking a break now. And please do come back at 2 p.m. for the next session of SAP only. We'll continue the same at 2 p.m. Thank you all.